Adventure Box Days have become some of our favorites here at WSAZ. So here with the October Adventure, we have Dr. Ashley Stevens from Cabell County Schools. Great to see you again.
Good to see you.
And I see an envelope here.
Let's start with it. Get into there.
Okay. All right. I want to see what's in here. Let's go on an adventure. You pick the adventure.
Absolutely.
Oh, that sounds fun too. So what are some choices that we have?
So this month is Kid Pick.
Okay.
Up until this point, we have planned 9 adventures for our families, and we've had, the parents kind of steering the ship. But it seemed like a good time to pitch it to the kids a little bit.
Yeah.
We've got 2 more coming up, but just opening it up to you choose. That gets a little bit hairy. They can dream pretty big.
Yes.
And so I have some parameters for our families in the family guide.
Okay.
So in addition to just the card for your students, there's also the family guide for you. And if you adhere to these, I think you'll be able to narrow it down into something that is reasonable and palatable for all involved. So you get to pick the parameters. Maybe you choose the budget, and if you have older kids, you have them help you. We're going to spend $50 on this adventure, so what's available? You can also choose the schedule or the allowables. We can stay in town, we cannot go to the beach.
Right.
So it's important to, as their minds wander and get excited, to give them just some ways to think about it correctly. You can also consider offering options. As parents, this is like a dirty trick we do all the time. But would you like broccoli or Brussels sprouts for a side tonight? So once you've chosen, if you have 2 or 3 ideas in mind, kids still feel very much like they're getting a say, and they get to take ownership.
That's so important.
It really is. But you have also narrowed it down to things that are all right. And this really came from the movie Yes Day. So if you're struggling with what in the world is she talking about? How could we get into this? The movie Yes Day, which is on Netflix, it stars Jennifer Gardner, our very own, West Virginia sweetheart. And she ends up in a situation where her kids challenge her to stop saying no. And we've all been told that, or felt that, or the nagging lectures that we get back at us about nagging. And so for a day, she just throws her hands up, and as long as it's not dangerous or unreasonable, she says yes. So this is a great way. That might be your first date together as a part of this, is to watch that, because afterwards kids have 7,000 ideas about what they would like to choose. And it's nice to be able to give them some authority on these kind of things, but also have some safety guards for yourself.
That's a great idea, and I feel like there's so much to do, and a lot of it's free during the fall.
Absolutely. And we've shared 1,000 resources. Maybe there was something that from an earlier adventure box that you had to choose between 2 that were kind of tight, that you didn't get to do yet. And so this might be a good chance to sort of throw those in as options for your kids. It's also cool to see what their imaginations are thinking of. Maybe they have some burning desire to participate in an event that they haven't shared yet. Maybe horseback riding lessons is way at the top of their list, and you've never had that conversation before. So I think it's great just to watch their minds work and kind of give them a turn this time.
I know, and I love it. It's like a conversation starter.
Absolutely.
And maybe you typically don't have a lot of conversations at home, but something as simple as this gets it going.
And we have a lot of mandated activities coming at us. I know what the next couple months look like in my family. And so this is a chance, while our schedules are a little bit freer, to say hey, what are you really excited about?
Right. Yeah. Any tips for families as they are planning the You Pick It type of adventure?
I say just make sure that you have some firm, guidance, depending on how old your kids are, so that they are choosing things that work, for your family culture and budget and all of those kinds of things.
Where can we find, these are adorable, the little envelopes, the little forms that you can make it a special event with your child.
Absolutely.
Where can we find these?
Those are on cabellschools.com. When you get there, you're going to look for the Families tab, and we're on Family Academy. Those are up for every month, so you can cruise back through the old ones and get any that you have missed. And not to spoil the excitement, but we will be repackaging these at the end of the year. So if you wanted to do a Christmas gift for next year that has all of the months ahead, we'll be able to talk.
That is great. And even if your kids are teenagers, I guarantee you they're still going to like some special attention.
Absolutely.
Like this.
That is when they need things.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Dr. Stevens, thanks so much for stopping by and helping us pick an adventure.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.